First love. How old was I then? 11 or 12 years. More probably 13, for before then it's too early to be seriously in love. But I won't venture to be certain, considering that in southern countries, the heart matures early, if that organ is to blame for such perturbations. If I do not remember well when, I can at least say exactly how my first love revealed itself. I was very fond, as soon as my aunt had gone to church to perform her evening devotions, of slipping into her bedroom and rummaging her chest of drawers, which she kept in admirable order. Those drawers were to me a museum in them. I always came across something rare or antique, which exhaled an archaic and mysterious scent, the aroma of the sandalwood fans, which perfumed her white linen, pincushions of satin, now faded knitted mittens, carefully wrapped in tissue paper, prints of saints, sewing materials, a reticule of blue velvet embroidered with bugles. An amber and silver rosary would appear from the corners. I used to ponder over them and return them to their places, but one day, I remember as well as if it were today, in the corner of the top drawer, and lying on some collars of old lace, I saw something gold glittering. I put in my hand, unwittingly crumpled the lace, and drew out a portrait, an ivory miniature, about 3 inches long, in a frame of gold. I was struck at first sight. A sunbeam streamed through the window and fell upon the alluring form, which seemed to wish to step out of its dark background and come toward me. It was the most lovely creature, such as I had never seen, except in the dreams of my adolescence. The lady of the portrait must have been some 20-odd years old. She was no simple maiden, no half-open rosebud, but a woman in the full resplendence of her beauty. Her face was oval, but not too long, her lips full, half open and smiling. Her eyes cast a languishing side glance, and she had a dimple on her chin, as if formed by the tip of Cupid's playful finger. Her headdress was strange, but elegant. A compact group of curls plastered conewise, one over the other, covered her temples, and a basket of braided hair rose on top of her head. This old-fashioned headdress, which was trussed up from the nape of her neck, disclosed all the softness of her fresh, young throat, on which the dimple of her chin was reduplicated more vaguely and delicately. As for the dress, I do not venture to consider whether our grandmothers were less modest than our wives are, or if the confessors of past times were more indulgent than those of the present. I am inclined to think the latter, for 70 years ago, women prided themselves on being Christian-like and devout, and would not have disobeyed the director of their conscience in so grave and important a matter. What is undeniable is that if in the present day any lady were to present herself in the garb of the lady in the portrait, there would be a scandal. For from her waist, which began at her armpits, upwards, she was only veiled by light folds of diaphanous gauze, which marked out, rather than covered, 2 mounds of snow, between which meandered a thread of pearls. With further lack of modesty, she stretched out 2 rounded arms, worthy of Juno, ending in finely moulded hands. When I say hands, I am not exact, for strictly speaking, only one hand could be seen, and that held a richly embroidered handkerchief. Even today, I am astonished at the startling effect which contemplation of that miniature produced upon me, and how I remained in ecstasy, scarcely breathing, devouring the portrait with my eyes.